If you've ever checked your bank account or logged into email or plugged your phone into a public USB charger at the airport, I need you to hear this before your next trip or outing. Hi, I'm Chris Durst, but around here, you can call me Grammy. And today, we're going to talk about something most people do often without thinking twice. I'm talking about public Wi-Fi and those ever so convenient USB charging stations. So picture this and try to remember if you've ever found yourself in a situation like this. You're at the airport. You arrived early or your flight is delayed. So you grab a seat and you open up your laptop. And then you see something that pops up telling you that there's free airport Wi-Fi. No password required, no hassle, just click and go. Or maybe you're in a cozy little coffee shop, sipping something that was terribly overpriced and checking your email like a responsible adult. It feels harmless. And most of the time it is, but sometimes it's not. Here's what many people don't realize. When you're on public Wi-Fi, you're sharing that connection with everybody else who's on that network. And not everyone is there just checking Facebook or email.
We just traced it to a donut shop with free Wi-Fi.
First, some networks aren't secure, which means someone with the right tools can listen in on what's being sent back and forth. That includes passwords, emails, personal information. Not the kind of information you really want to share with some stranger sipping a latte across the lobby from you. Second, and this one is sneaky, fake Wi-Fi networks. Yep, scammers can set up networks with names like airport_free_Wi-Fi or Starbucks_guest. It looks official. It feels official and is absolutely not official. You connect, and congratulations, you've just handed your network traffic to a complete stranger. That's called an evil twin network. And yes, it's as bad as it sounds. Now pay attention, because here's where people really get into trouble. It's not so much about just being on that shared Wi-Fi. It's what you do when you're on it. Checking the weather? Fine. Scrolling Facebook? Probably fine. Logging into your bank account or entering your credit card? That's where things can go sideways. Oh, and while we're talking about airports, let me ask you something. You're at the airport and your phone's at 4%. Lucky for you, you spot one of those public charging stations with USB ports, or maybe there's one right on the seat of your chair. So you plug in. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Well, unfortunately, quite a bit, actually. It's called juice jacking. And no, it has nothing to do with smoothies. When you plug one of these little babies into a public USB port, you're not just connecting to power, you're connecting to data. And if that particular port has been tampered with, it can install malware, steal data, and track what you're doing. And the worst part, you probably wouldn't even know it happened. Now, before you swear off of coffee shops and airports forever, I want you to know that you don't have to stop using public Wi-Fi. You just have to be a little smarter about it. Here's what I want you to do. When you're in a location where there's Wi-Fi, confirm the real Wi-Fi name. Don't guess. Ask staff, check for posted signs, and if possible, use a virtual private network or VPN to encrypt your data. Second, check for duplicate names. If you see two networks with the same or similar names, skip both and again, ask staff. Third, avoid banking, shopping, or anything sensitive. Fourth, use your phone's hotspot if you can. And fifth, make sure websites say HTTPS at the front of the URL before logging into those websites. So that's Wi-Fi. When it comes to charging, use a wall outlet with your own charger whenever possible. And I'm saying that, and I know that at airports and coffee shops, they never have enough outlets, but look for that when you first come in and try to find a seat in close proximity to a wall jack. Or use a USB data blocker. Yes, they exist, and yes, they're worth it. In this screenshot, you can see that I pulled up the Amazon.com website, typed in USB data blocker, and it came up with a long list of very affordable options. Most are under $20. If you prefer a direct link in my post on this very topic on the AskGrammy.com website, I've included this link on the Amazon.com website, and I'll be sure to include a link to the post in the comments below. Here's my rule of thumb. If you don't control the charger, don't use it. Now listen, I don't believe hackers are lurking in every coffee shop, and I don't want you to believe that either. But scammers do go where people are distracted. They love airports and hotels and busy cafes, places where you're tired or rushed or not paying attention or just trying to get through the day. That's when mistakes happen. Now, as most Grammys have said 1,000 times, I would rather have you roll your eyes at me now then deal with a compromised bank account later. So maybe your Grammy didn't use that last part, but you catch my drift. If you found this information helpful, stick around, subscribe or follow, like, share with somebody who could use the information and all of those other good things. And in return, I'll keep sharing simple, real-world ways to stay safe online without tech jargon and without the panic. And remember, caution is not paranoia. It's just good sense. I'll see you back here soon. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.